If you are trying to understand what Saviynt actually does, and every explanation you have heard so far feels either too salesy or too abstract, this video is meant to fix that. I'm not going to walk through the UI. I'm not going to simplify into buzzwords. I'm simply going to explain how Saviynt works conceptually and why it sits at the intersection of identity governance and GRC. Hello, I'm Deepika and I work as an AI Governance Strategist focused on how identity, access, and cloud controls hold up under audit and real-world usage. Saviynt is one of those tools that sounds complex, but once you understand the problem it's solving, it becomes very logical. Let me walk you through that. To understand Saviynt, you first need to understand the real problem companies struggle with. It's not authentication, it's not login security, it's not even hackers. The real problem is that access decisions are scattered. People join companies, move roles, leave the companies, and access quietly accumulates across dozens or hundreds of systems. HR knows someone joined. IT creates the accounts. Manager approved the access and they don't fully understand that. Months later, nobody remembers why someone still has permission they no longer need. And when auditors ask a simple question, who has access to what and why, the answer usually lives across emails, spreadsheets, tickets, and memory. And that is the gap identity governance exists to close. So, IGA or Identity Governance and Administration is not about logging in. It is about decision accountability. It answers questions like who requested access, who approved it, was the approval appropriate for the role, did it violate any policy, and is that access still valid today? And Saviynt is a platform designed to centralize those decisions and make them enforceable and auditable. So here is how it actually works. Everything starts with identity. Saviynt integrates with authoritative sources like HR systems. When a person appears in HR, Saviynt treats that as a birth of a digital identity. And that identity is enriched with attributes like department, role, location, and employment status. This matters because access in Saviynt is not random. It is attribute driven. And once that identity exists, Saviynt connects to applications like cloud platform, SaaS tools, ERPs, internal systems, and pulls in accounts, roles, and entitlements. At this point, Saviynt has a unified view. This person, these roles, this access across all connected systems. That visibility alone is something many organizations don't truly have. Now comes the governance part. When access is requested, either automatically through a role or manually by a user, Saviynt does not treat it as a simple yes or no action. It evaluates the request against policies. Does this access align with the user's role? Does it create a segregation of duties or SOD conflict? Or is the application considered high risk? And does it require additional approvals? Only after those checks does the access move forward. And every decision is recorded, not summarized, not inferred later. It is recorded at the moment it happens. Provisioning then happens automatically. Saviynt does not just approve access, it orchestrates it. Accounts are created, permissions are assigned, all without IT manually touching every system. And this is where operational efficiency and governance meet. Now let's talk about lifecycle, because this is where Saviynt becomes critical. Most access risk does not come from joiners. It comes from movers and leavers. When someone changes roles, Saviynt reevaluates access, new access is added, but more importantly, old access is questioned. What no longer aligns with the new role can be flagged for removal or review. And when someone leaves, Saviynt triggers deprovisioning across all connected systems. not eventually, not manually, automatically. And this is how organizations reduce orphaned accounts, one of the most common audit findings. So, where GRC comes in is not through separate modules, but through embedded logic. Saviynt enforces segregation of duties rules. It assigns risk scores to access. It produces evidence for reviews, approvals, and remediation. So instead of GRC living in policy documents, it lives inside access decisions themselves. And that's the distinction many people miss. Access certifications are another key piece. Periodically, Saviynt requires managers and applications owners to attest that access is still valid. But this is not a blind checkbox exercise. Reviewers see what access exists, why it was granted in the first place, what role it maps to, whether it violates any policy. Their decisions are logged, time-stamped, and retained. And this is why auditors trust systems like Saviynt. Not because they reduce risk magically, but because they prove governance happened. And now an honest truth. Saviynt feels complex because identity governance is complex. If roles are poorly defined, Saviynt will expose that. If access data is inconsistent, Saviynt will surface it. If governance culture is weak, Saviynt will make that visible. The tool does not create complexity, it reveals it. So who is Saviynt actually for? It's for organizations where identity decisions matter, where access equals financial risk, regulatory exposure, or operational impact. And it's for professionals who sit between security, IT, and compliance. People who care not just about how access works, but why it exists. If you want more explanations like this, slow, structured, and honest, that's what I do here. This is Cloud Security at